episode 124.
Are you ready to take your eBay business to the next level? Then hold on, because Ron and Ali are going to take you into the fast lane with the latest tips and insights from some of the biggest and most successful sellers here on the So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast.
Welcome once again to another episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. I'm Ron LeBeau.
And I'm Ali Young.
Hey, everyone. We have with us today Doug and Valerie Ugent. How you doing, Doug and Valerie?
We're great. How are you guys doing? How's everybody else?
I'm doing really good here in St. Louis. How about you in Thailand there, Ali?
I'm doing brilliant. I'm just writing their names down so I don't call them something else. You know, just keeping it good.
Gosh, you're such a genius,
I know. Pen
That's
and paper.
awesome.
It's the old school way of doing things, you know?
Right. So Doug and Valerie from Urban Chic Resale Boutique started their eBay business in 2010. It became evident that eBay was a great source to showcase and sell beautiful things at great prices. Valerie has a great eye for buying unique and unusual things, and she also loves to decorate and was invited to showcase her home to the public for a museum fundraiser.
Wow. A museum fundraiser? Well, what do you got in there? Like old skeletons and stuff?
It's actually a huge success for the town here, I'll tell you that.
But what have you got? What makes your place a museum? I mean, what's in there?
Well, it's just that we have a very old house with a wraparound porch. So I decorated it from top to bottom with all the fall, Halloween, you name it, stuff. I've got bins and bins and bins of stuff. So
do not show my wife the wraparound porch, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the rest of the house looks like. If it has a wraparound porch, she's wanting me to buy her one. I don't know. I mean, so that's really cool.
You really have to sit out there in the middle of winter. It's pretty darn hot in the summer. Although if it's covered, you have a little bit of hope for staying a little bit cooler. But it's pretty hot there.
That's awesome. So you guys started this thing in 2010?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
So are you doing it full time now?
Yes. That's our full-time income.
Right.
That is incredible. So let's talk a little bit. Let's go back a little bit before 2010. Tell us what you guys were doing to, keep the lights on in the house there before eBay.
Well, I was actually selling insurance door to door and going all over St. Louis and St. Peter's and St. Charles, and just realized after so many calls that direct selling really that way wasn't for me. And so then I started selling on the sites, selling a little bit of luggage and sporting good items, baseball bats, things like that. And my wife was doing clothes. And then, so I was actually still selling insurance and doing eBay. And then I decided, one day I really kind of had enough of direct selling and decided, I like the independence of and listing and selling on eBay. So decided to go in that direction, and we've been doing it full time ever since.
Wow.
And I will say this, I live in St. Peters, Missouri, and I will say Doug was relentless knocking on my door to get me to buy insurance. I mean, I finally had to get a steel door. I mean, it's just incredible. But hey, that's a really cool story. I mean, you found your passion and you guys have been doing it together, right? For, 7 years now, almost 8 probably. Pretty cool. So what roles do you guys play? I mean, you kind of, everybody does everything, or do you guys have separate roles? How does it work in your world?
Well, for the most part, I do a lot of the sourcing and I do a lot of the listing. He does most of the, the backward managing, shipping and
the boring stuff. He does the boring stuff. You do the fun stuff. Is that it?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. She does all the shopping.
I like to go do all the shopping.
She does all the shopping,
Man.
Nice. I like great. I mean, that's good. But do you find that you ever step into each other's roles and you're like, get out of my area. This is my area of the business.
Absolutely. 100% we do, because sometimes you get very territorial about your space. This is my space and that's your space. So, Yep.
That's
if
really
I bring
cool.
a cup of coffee, he starts to drink it. I'll let him have it. This is my coffee.
So I'm looking at your store here.
Space,
I've got your store in front of me here. I'm actually spying on you, and you've got such a variety of stuff here. I mean, you've got some of these like old French Pierre sort of style hats and stuff. So what are you? Are you thrifters? Are you down the local market? Have you got people knocking on your door saying, "Do you want this weird stuff?" I mean, where do you get your stuff from, or is it a secret?
Everywhere and anywhere that we can resource. We go to little church shops. We go to estate sales. We go to garage sales. We go to Goodwills. We go to Salvation Armies. We go offer it up, whatever we can do to find unique items.
So, Valerie, when you get in your car to go thrifting, do you have like a plan of action? Like, do you have a route that you take? You know, I'm going to stop here, then I'm going to stop here, then I'm going to stop. Or is it just hit and miss? You know, go anywhere you want?
Free for all.
No, I usually have a route that I go on because of the mileage. I'd like to just try to keep it a certain way because I have so much of a distance I have to go. So, but that doesn't mean I can't sidetrack. I do try to sidetrack.
Here we go. Truth's coming out now.
So,
well, I think when we lived in St. Louis, there was a lot. We didn't have to drive as far. We live more out in the country now, a small town of about 900 people. So we have to drive much more, further to get to our first stop. But she follows somewhat of a kind of a plan to get to.
I also follow signs if I see sales. So I have a good intention of staying on track, but I see that sign and I have to go for it. So
you're good for a detour or two, right?
I'm good for a detour or two, yes.
But that sounds
awesome.
fun.
That's really good to hear.
I mean, that really sounds like fun. You just sort of rock up, you have a look at stuff. So knowing what to buy is the experience of just doing it for a while, is it? I mean, because I'm looking at this pair of shoes here, and to me, it's just I'm a man, so it's just a pair of shoes. But I mean, do you know what this stuff's worth, or are you on an app looking while you're at these places?
Oh, I have an app.
Right.
I mean, at first when we started, before we got the app, it was just kind of shoot from the hips. But I definitely check things on the app.
Right.
That's probably what I would recommend to anybody to do, because you just don't know anymore with how things are going. You really should check to see what that item is going for.
Yep. And so I'm trying to put myself in your situation. You're in a town with 900 people and yes. Probably 3 stores that probably don't have much to offer you. I mean, so what would you suggest to anybody else in your shoes? Where I know we have some friends in Rushville, Illinois, where they have like maybe one traffic stop and a traffic jam there is 4 cars deep. So
right.
So what would you suggest? I mean, because I'm just curious, when you thrift, do you like only go out like 2 days a week because of the travel, or do you still go out every day?
No, I don't go out every day. I do like a couple days a week. I do have my little, what I call honey spots, my little honey pots where I like to go. I resource pretty far out. I can go 2 hours, 2.5 hours to one stop because I know that it's probably going to be a very good stop. Mm-hmm. But, it's been trial and error too. I won't go back to something that looks like it's just never going to have anything that is worthwhile. So it's sourcing is a big thing, and it can be very time consuming, but once you get into it, you kind of know which stores probably will be your best at getting the items that you need. And also the garage sales. I know every neighborhood in the Chicago suburb area that I know is going to have garage sales that are going to be good for me.
Yep.
I've done a lot of research.
What's really awesome is that, you've been doing this for 7 years now, right? I mean, obviously, if it wasn't working or if you couldn't have made it work, you would have had to go back to work or do something else. So obviously, you've made it work. One of the things that we love to do on this show is eliminate excuses, right? So if you're out there listening and you're thinking to yourself, well, there's only 900 people in our town, there's no possible way, we could have a nice big house with a wraparound porch and keep the lights on, just selling on eBay. I got to say, welcome to Doug and Valerie here, because they've made it work and they're making it work. And, anybody can do this stuff. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Right.
Well, we try not to listen to anything that discourages you. We don't make excuses. We just go out and do the best we can and work hard. And I think even yesterday we actually both went out. Normally I don't go out that much. And I said, if we go out and we spend the whole day and don't even find anything that we think would sell real well for the store, then we'll just do it that way. We're not going to just buy something for the sake of buying it. We're going to really source very, looking on our phone and, making sure we get really good things to resell. And that's an important thing today more than ever. I think having the things on that people really want to buy,
And that must be hard.
I might add something. Go ahead.
I mean, that must be hard because, I mean, it's like trends and stuff. Do you find things change quickly? You know, like 1 minute everybody's wanting a lovely pink bedding and now they don't? I mean, does stuff like that happen?
That's correct. It's your job, I believe, as a seller to know what your buyers are looking for and to know that trends will change and they can do it, like you said, very rapidly. I make it my business to know what's in fashion. I know what colors are coming out for the spring, the fall. I follow all of those trends. I also follow like the HGTV trends for decorating because people are looking for certain like French country or farmhouse or cottage. Those are key words and those are things that people are searching for. So I go out and I look for those things that I know people would love to have in their homes. And I know that it's something that will sell fairly quickly.
So it's really important to hear this, right? Because, you know, what we're hearing is you have been doing this for 7 years, right? But it's not easy, but it's worth it. And you know what? I always tell my wife, I mean, you know, when we go on, you know, we go out, you know, on a ride for like 2 hours somewhere, even if it's a dead end, the conversation that we have between here and there, you know, the phones are down, the TV's off, you know, and you know, you just have really good conversations. But, you know, back to the point, you know, it is hard work, but it's rewarding, right? I mean, obviously you guys have been doing this for 7 years and you have choices. If you didn't like doing this or if it wasn't profitable for you, you would have made other choices. So, you know, obviously you found it rewarding, right?
That's correct. And you have to stay on top of all the things that will help your store as well as social media. It's basically something that everybody should be doing to promote your items. You can't expect eBay to do it for you. It's a very important part of the business. And I do Pinterest and I do Facebook a lot of times. I will, you know, put stuff up on Facebook corporate page. There's just a lot of different ways that you can promote your business. You can do promotional listings. There's many different ways to grab the buyer from like your competition. You really just have to stay on top of it. There's no autopilot here.
So you make the best of your 2-hour drives, it sounds like. She's driving on the road with her tablet, man, and she's, you know, that's awesome, man. That's really cool stuff. So, yeah, and you know what? That is true. I mean, so social media, man, in this day and age, if you're not using it, man, you're kind of missing out on some things, you know?
It's absolutely the truth. Social media is what drives everything today. If you don't do it, you're really making a huge mistake as a seller. You're missing a lot of opportunity.
Like it or not.
Ron and Ali will be right back after this short break.
Life is full of numbers. Our brains process literally hundreds of numbers and equations every hour of every day. When it comes to your business, give your brain a break as well as peace of mind that the numbers are figuring up as they should with MyCost Pro. MyCost Pro is an easy-to-use automated eBay bookkeeping program for Excel that imports sales data directly from your seller account. MyCost Pro automatically generates accounting and performance reports to show you your true bottom-line profit. You can even view and edit active listing details such as price and quantity and relist unsold items directly from MyCost Pro. All you need is Excel on your Windows PC. Take control of your business and free up those long nights of crunching the numbers. Visit mycostpro.com for a 21-day no-obligation free trial using coupon code PODCAST, exclusively for So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast listeners.
Be sure to check out SoYouWantToSellOnEBay.com for the latest podcasts and all the information you need to get selling fast.
But how do you manage all that? It's just like, I'm looking at your store. You must have thousands of products on here. You've got 15,000 feedback. You're on social media. You're out on the road 2 hours finding a jumper. I mean, how do you manage all of that? I mean, don't you need a team of 50?
It's called divide and conquer and having a system. And my parents, thank God, taught me that as a young person. And I feel that I have the ability to do it, but you really have to divide up everything and just conquer it. I mean, it's like you
conquer it.
Look at the whole picture, or you'll go crazy.
We stay organized.
Stay
organized. I think that, you know, is your listeners might want to know, you know, staying organized. You know, getting on Facebook groups. belonging, getting on becoming part of a meetup group in your local area. We belong to one of the largest in the country in Chicago. It's great. We learn a lot. When we started in St. Louis, we had no instruction or help at all. We had to learn it all on our own. So, we've come around, and for the last 7 years, we've been really working hard and try to stay away from death piles too. The piles where you keep stuff, which is, I don't know if you know what a death pile is. It's where you buy a bunch of stuff and it doesn't get listed. That's what they call it, So we buy stuff, we get it listed right away.
You don't let it pile up because that would be death to you. You have to get to your stuff. You can't just go out and shop and leave it sit in the corner, because then you won't. If you don't have it listed, you cannot sell it. So the goal is to get it up and listed before you go out on your next shopping trip. And there's people that don't do that. I know that.
There's people that just like to shop, but you can't. It doesn't work that way.
That's the fun part. Yeah.
Or they shop and they find a pair of shoes in their size, right? Yeah. So then it never gets listed, right? Because she likes the shoes. Yeah.
So you go on your shopping sprees, you do all that. When you come home, do you instantly list everything that you buy, or do you break it down to the most expensive first?
Exhausted. No, I won't do it the day that I actually go out and resource, but the next day I'll get up probably at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'll just have a quick cup of coffee and away I go. And I don't stop. I don't answer the phone. I don't get distracted. That's a big thing.
I better not take her cup of coffee either.
He's got more of an issue with being distracted than I do. I can just tone everything out and just stay focused because I know that that's what it takes to get the job done.
I just stay out of her way. I just get out of her way.
I'm sure that first cup of coffee's got teeth in it, doesn't it?
But you have to stay on task. You really do. You have to just keep motivated. Otherwise, you're going to lose your mind and you're just going to lose control. That's really, and I'm all about staying in control.
No, I mean, you have to be. Yeah, I mean, and the great advice that you've given, and a lot of people struggle about, because a lot of people ask us similar questions, is that management of time, is that managing how to do everything and not getting overwhelmed by doing it and just keeping it disciplined. So are you real write down people, or do you have tools that sort of help you with that day-to-day maintenance of stuff?
Well, basically now it's become more of a habit because I've done it for a while. Yeah. But basically, if I was starting out, I would probably, like I said, divide it up a little bit. Take maybe 15, 20 pictures and then sit down and list those items. And then get up and do another 15 or 20 and then list those items. Most people think if they list 5 a day, oh my God, the world came to an end. I could do 50, 60, 70 in a day. Wow. But that was not always the case. But you really have to make sure that you get those keywords in there. This stuff like look and cute and all these crazy things. People aren't going to search for those words. Yep. You have to use key search words in order to get your buyer to even, find your stuff with all the competition out there. Forget all those silly, stupid, descriptive words that aren't going to help you. It's just a waste of time to sit there and go, well, how am I going to describe this? Is this cute? Is it trendy? Stop doing that. Yeah. Just get to the basics.
Show me the facts.
Just show me the facts. Tell me what color it is. Tell me the size, what it's made out of. Stop trying to describe it any other way. And that really will help you save time because you don't have to come up with all these other words that don't help in your search anyway.
So you're talking the title. So are you talking the title, or you're talking about the actual description here?
The actual description, because people say, oh, look how cute this is, or, something so... It doesn't make any sense to say that because nobody's going to search for look how cute this is. They're going to search for a pink sweater with long sleeves made out of cashmere. They're not going to look for something that says cute on it. Yep. And that's what people waste their time, and that's why they don't get stuff done, is because they're trying to figure out how to describe something when all you have to do is use keywords to describe it, and it will save you a heck of a lot of time when you go to list.
Beautiful.
You're wasting
sage advice right there, man. Yep. That is golden nuggets right here, man. That's good stuff. That really is, because a lot of people, they search with, they don't search with feeling, right? Nobody searches with feeling. It's like, I don't want a warm, cuddly, just get me to the point,
Exactly. Just tell me what I'm looking for, and that's it.
Name brands, or
right.
Remove emotion from
there. That's really it.
I think at one time it was like that. In the description, they put more of that warm, cuddly feeling type thing. But now, I think now it's facts.
Everybody just wants the facts today. They don't have time for
busy. We're too busy.
And people shop on their phones.
Shopping on their phones.
Like that. Yeah. And that was the other thing, getting mobile ready to transition from where we were in the organic, which they call your home computer, into the mobile, business was a huge transition for us. That was probably one of our bigger challenges as we saw trends were changing. We had to make sure that our listings were mobile ready because people shop on their phones today. That's really where a lot of the business is coming from.
Definitely.
So people are only doing these sentences and they're not really in a format for a phone. They're going to lose business because people that are shopping on their phones are just going to jump to the next listing. They're not going to sit there and go through all of your, long lines of listings. They're not going to see what your shipping policy is. Nobody really cares. All they want to know is what they're buying.
Yep.
That's fact. I mean, the day of flip phones are over, man. People are. I think the statistics said that people check their phones like 45, 50 times an hour on average. That's insanity. But you know what? That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
It is true. Yeah. So that's why you have to be ready for that. And people that have been doing the business maybe for a while don't always necessarily think that that's what they should be doing. And when we meet people like that, we say, yes, you should be doing that because you're missing out on a lot of business. You are missing out. And it's really hurting you as a seller. You really have to be ready for this.
So I have a question from a guy on our Facebook group, Frank Johnson from Texas here. And he was asking a question about, what about fake? So you're a person in your position where you're selling so much variety of products, do you ever go near the name brand stuff, or do you, how do you know if the product you're selling is actually a real name brand shirt or jewelry or something like that?
You're talking about like if I have a Gucci or a Chanel or
stuff like that, because eBay's policy on, selling, copyright merchandise and stuff. So what's your take on that? Do you research it or you just stay away from it? I mean, how do you deal with something like that?
I do a lot of research. I do a lot of research to make sure that this lines up with what they're saying is an authentic product. And their eBay gives you a lot of help. There's a lot of websites that you can check into it. Now eBay will actually, if you want it verified, they actually will. You can send it in; they'll verify it for you. Obviously, you have to pay for that, but there are ways to verify your merchandise.
I think eBay just started a program like that. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Right.
That's amazing, isn't it?
But also, if you know where you're sourcing, a lot of times that's key to knowing if your product's going to be fake or not. I mean, if you're going to just an average store, I would probably question everything. But if you know where you're going and there's certain areas that you're shopping in that the stuff is what it is.
Yep.
That, I guess it's just where you're resourcing from too.
So how well are you known in your circle of stores there, Valerie?
I mean, as far as the people that work at these stores?
Yeah, when you walk in, do they kind of smile and say, "Here she comes"?
There are workers that know me will say hi, but I don't reveal or tell anybody. See, what I have issues with, and I've seen it in the past, is other sellers out there that go and blab and tell everybody what they're doing and all about their business. And what's happened is the prices go up in these stores because they now know people are resourcing out of their stores. And I think to myself, please don't tell everybody what you're up to. Why do you have to reveal this? Does McDonald's tell you where they get their hamburger meat or their sauce? I mean, why do these people that work at, these Salvation Army or whatever, why do they need to know my business? I'm in the store. I'm a shopper. That's all they need to know. They don't have to ask me. But people that sell have this crazy hunger for telling people all their business, and that just makes me crazy because they're telling the store people who go and tell management, oh, well, all these resellers are in here, so then the prices start to go up and up and up. Mm-hmm. I say be quiet. Just be a quiet shopper. Be pleasant. Be friendly. Smile at the workers. Have a nice little chat with them. Be quiet here.
But like when we were in St. Louis, I don't know if your question was like that. Val got to know some of the people.
I was a regular at the St. Louis Goodwill stores. They all knew me by name.
But you actually had some friends. You made some friends.
Yeah, I made friends with all the other resellers there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not so much here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Befriending the source.
How do you keep it? What's that?
There's a Goodwill outlet mall, or outlet store, over by the Mills here in the St. Louis area, man. And I'm telling you what, it is an eBay frenzy out there when they on Saturdays and stuff. I've gone in there like once or twice, and it's like, man, you guys are killing it, man. When you see a guy with like 400 novels in his shopping cart. He might be an avid reader, but I don't know that he plans on reading all of them.
The same book.
I guess that's a key clue.
Brilliant. Well, we're running out of time, and I always like to ask this question at the end because it's just pure growth. So where do you vision yourself? Like, in the next year or so, you're going to make this bigger? You're going to make warehouses? We're going to see you in every country of the world? I mean, what's going on here?
Oh, I would love to live that dream, but right now I'm just going to take one step at a time. One step at a time. But yes, we're always looking for the future and what the possibility holds for us. Maybe we'll go into buy wholesale or something like that. But right now, I think we're just really happy with the way things are going. But of course, we have to keep on top of things. You can't just let it go on autopilot, let it slide. You really have to know and plan for what might be coming in the future. So that's why we go to the meetups, because a lot of things. Trends are coming out in the meetup groups. I think meetups are very important. If I would encourage anybody that has a meetup group to join it. Yeah. We had a corporate eBay person last week. We went to the one in Chicago. He was very informative. He really helped us a lot, understand certain things. So I think people are missing opportunities.
Yeah, that was Rich and Nyla's meetup group, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. They're nice, real nice couple.
It's they're awesome, man. They're awesome.
They're great.
But
I think Rich is listening here, so I got to be careful how nice I am to him.
Don't want to build up too much.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we just run out of time here, Doug and Valerie. It's fantastic you both could join us today. I mean, you've got so much knowledge here. The advice that you've given today is really good. I mean, it's great because all types of listeners that will listen to this show will actually be able to get something from it because you got the advice for the younger people and the more experienced people. And you're doing phenomenal out there. I mean, you're really cranking it, as like we like to say in England. But thanks so much for joining us. I mean, we've been honored and we'd love to get you on here again sometime and carry on this wonderful story.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. It was our pleasure.
And we'll listen to more of your podcasts as well.
And there's an awesome Facebook group, the best one in the world. The So You Want to Sell on eBay one. Join along. We will post all notes from today's interview on our show notes page, which can be found at www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/show notes. Doug and Valerie, before you leave us, how can people get hold of you? Well, I mean, how do people contact you and stuff?
Are you talking about people from the other sellers on eBay?
Planet. Yeah, anyone.
The entire world.
The entire world is listening to you two.
You can Google Urban Chic Resale Boutique. It should hopefully come up there.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's I'm just looking at that now. Yeah. So that's just Google that. Is there any email or anything like that, or any Facebook, Flickr, Twitter, Stinger?
Ugent. Give me your.
My email address, dugent1@gmail.com.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
Brilliant. That's great. So if you fancy talking to Doug and Valerie, head over to their store, head over to the show notes page, or contact them via that email. Also, we're asking for your help here. We have a new survey. We're getting all formal on this show now, Ron. Surveys. What's happening to us? But we got this new survey. If you go to www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/survey, it's one question. We're just trying to get as much information from people, mainly people who are struggling on eBay, how they're struggling, and how we can ask questions to specific guests and sort of help you with that. So that's www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/survey. Go over there, fill out the survey, and it will be brilliant. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. From everyone here at So You Want to Sell on eBay, I'm Ali Young.
And I'm Ron LeBeau.
Boom. You two are...
That's all for this episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. Be sure to check out our next episode or any past episodes by going online to soyouwantasellonebay.com. Also, be sure to follow us on your favorite social media sites, facebook.com/So You Want to Sell on eBay, and Twitter @Your eBay Podcast. Thanks for listening. And until next time, happy selling.
Have an idea for a topic or know someone who would like to be on the show? Let us know. Just go to www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/interview. We look forward to hearing from you. This podcast was produced in part by Pro Voice Works.